All right, here we are in downtown Seattle at the Facebook headquarters, where we are not going to be allowed to meet with anybody at this time, but that's okay because we are just getting started. This is the United States of America. We are people's rights, and we have a message that needs to be heard. America, we are in trouble. Censorship is the #1 concern of Americans today. Why? Because without our ability to choose what we read and who we follow for our news, we have no way to remain a free people. In fact, today's censorship is so bad and the brainwashing is so extreme, our nation's First Amendment right to a free press is nearly completely lost. It's lost in the noise and distractions from those who seek to dominate us. If the elite cannot control what sources we choose to believe, they will control what sources are allowed to exist. This is why independent media is so important. We are witnessing the largest book burning in American history as libertarians and conservatives alike are being silenced on today's largest social media platforms like Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Facebook has hidden under the guise of being a social media platform and has federal protection to avoid lawsuits regarding what third parties post on their site. However, Facebook has become anything but a fair and equal social media platform. And now they operate as a news source, controlling what the public can or cannot see, and silencing those who do not follow their extreme socialist agenda. They have been accused by Congress of breaking the law with their censoring of conservatives and are being threatened with losing their federal protection against third-party lawsuits, as they should. On October 13th, Facebook attacked the American people again by silencing thousands of moms, dads, and hardworking Americans by labeling our free speech as far right-wing conspiracy theorists and a public health risk. They disabled our entire organization as well as the personal pages of all group administrators and moderators. This without ever violating a community standard or even receiving a warning. Our organization has nearly 40,000 members nationwide and focuses on defending people's rights, individual rights to life, liberty, and property. We are nonpartisan, but our members often fall towards the right side of the political scale. We do not advocate for violence. We believe in due process, and we believe in the United States Constitution being the highest law of this land. Mark Zuckerberg disabled not only my personal page with 13 years of family memories, but also my activist page with 5 years of live streams, images, and posts where I exposed the corrupt system. Facebook will not let me appeal the process and the decision, and they will not tell me why I was even removed. I received no warning, no community standards violations, and no email of explanation. No ability to even download my content. And make no mistake, that content is mine. It has been used by billionaire Mark Zuckerberg to purchase his 10-plus personal properties, including his 5,000 square foot home in California, as well as the 2 waterfront properties he purchased last year in Tahoe. Those 2 properties alone sold for nearly $60 million. So who am I? And what is this rights organization that Facebook would be so threatened by our speech that they would literally burn our network's entire history? My name is Kelly Stewart, and I was born and raised in Vancouver, Washington, where I live with my husband of over 20 years and my beautiful children on a small farm with goats, chickens, and bunnies. My entire life has been dedicated to helping my neighbor, whether that was bringing a gas can to a stranded friend or feeding the homeless in Portland. I have always had a huge variety of types of people in my life. I do not fit into one political box, and I try to judge people based on their actions alone and not on the company they keep or who they vote for. That means I have friends from every single walk of life, and I truly believe that all lives matter, and I've spent my life proving that to be the case. When I founded People's Rights of Washington in association with the National People's Rights Movement, my vision was to unite with my neighbors to study and defend the United States and the state constitution, as well as to teach my own community the difference between a right and a privilege. A right is inherent. It is a part of you like the color of your skin or your DNA. A privilege is a gift, something that can be taken away by whoever gave it to you. In March of this year, my governor, Jay Inslee, got those two things very confused. He also mistook his executive role for the legislative role and began writing edicts and mandates as though he had been delegated the authority by we the people to do so. My organization began meeting to find peaceful, nonviolent ways to continue living within our rights while not violating the rights of others. We organized to help a teen be reunited with her mother after that teen was forced into a medical procedure against her will. We peacefully protested outside of a hospital in Olympia where a newborn baby was taken from his parents' arms after a false positive COVID test. We stood with a grandma in Vancouver who was criminally charged for grooming dogs against the stay-home order, and her charges were eventually dismissed. We have never advocated for violence, and we believe justice and liberty for all matters, even to those who oppose us. Everyone has the inherent right to due process. We meet weekly and we study the Constitution and we discuss ways to help our community heal, as the stay-home orders and business closures have increased suicide, alcoholism, and depression across our entire country. We were removed off of social media without warning for not towing the obvious mainstream media narrative. And we are now here at Facebook headquarters to appeal that decision. At a very minimum, we want our content returned. We want to save our family pictures and videos that were stored on Facebook in trust that the content would not be stolen. If Facebook decides that our free speech and love for our neighbor violates their community standards, then give us back our content to download and we can part ways. This has impacted thousands of honest, hard-working Americans, and we deserve to be heard. We are being treated like a commodity to be traded and owned, like slaves. We do not consent to these dangerous censoring practices and are here to have a meeting with whoever made the decision to destroy years of our memories and our work. I speak both personally for my own content lost, as well as for the entire People's Rights Organization nationwide when I say we are not going to go away. We want our content returned. We want our accounts restored. As you posted in your own lobby walls, they tried to destroy us, but they didn't know we were a seed. Facebook, we're not going away, and we will mobilize nationwide and protest at every headquarters, morning, noon, and night until our content is returned to us. This is only the beginning. We are peaceful. We support the right to free speech. You are not a private business. When you're going before Congress to answer to your actions, you are not a private business. You have federal protections you should not have. You have made billions off of our content. You have silenced our voices, or you thought you did. And we're here to say we're not going away and we're not going to be quiet. Give us back our content.
That's right. Yeah, content. Okay.
My name is Satin. Why I joined People's Rights of Washington? Because I noticed when the lockdown started, I slowly was seeing our freedom and liberty being taken. It has been for a long time. I am an American, a mother, a daughter, and will not be controlled and allow my liberties to be taken. People's Rights has become a family to me, men, women, and children, where we support, stand, and encourage one another. Most importantly, defend the rights of we the people. Give Kelly and everyone else back their stuff that you have taken, Facebook, now.
Hello, my name is Jessie, and I am a mom of a beautiful 1-year-old and a wife to an amazing husband. And I want to start by saying that being here is very much out of my comfort zone, but when Kelly asked me to join her and all of these amazing women, I just knew it was something that I had to do. Over the last couple years, I have noticed the censorship happening online, especially on social media platforms. I started my journey seeking freedom when I was pregnant with my daughter in 2019, and they passed the bill EHB 1638 that would go into effect July 28, 2019, that would take away personal exemptions for the MMR vaccine and would require all school-age children to get the vaccine to attend school. This bill really pissed me off because as parents, our right to choose what we feel is safe and healthy to inject in our child's bodies were now being minimalized. I started doing my own research and found a lot of independent research was hard to find, and almost every parent that spoke out on their experience was almost always shut down. This led me to ask the question, why? What I found was that all big tech companies and all major social media platforms were bought out by lobbyists that have major influence over the information available online. Learning the hard truth about our corrupt system has led me down the path of standing on truth and vowing to speak out against a system that no longer supports the people. When the coronavirus made its way into the U.S. earlier this year and our country went into lockdown, I knew this was the beginning of something big and our rights were months away from being taken away. I started attending People's Rights Washington back in May, and I have to say it's been one of the most positive things to come out of 2020. Finally, I've connected with like-minded individuals that stand on principle, who are free thinkers, people who are willing to link arms to protect those in their community, and most importantly, brothers and sisters in Christ. Since I've joined this community, I've had the privilege of standing behind a local pet business owner who would have been unlawfully incarcerated for opening up her business during the lockdown. We spent many days protesting the local government and officials who were responsible for her wrongful conviction. And many news outlets have tried to label us as extreme right-wing conservatives, militias, or whatever hate group they can come up with. And I'm just here to say that that is all garbage. It's all nonsense. I am not a militia. Do I look like someone who would be in a militia? I'm here with makeup and dress clothes, and I'm here with a bunch of moms who have children. I've been able to connect with people in this community who just simply care about each other. But because our beliefs stand on principle and in truth and spreading the message, we've been censored. And I can't stand for that. I'm lucky my platform hasn't been deactivated, but my fellow peers has, and so much content was taken away just because a billionaire thought that our information would sway the population to the truth. And so I'm just here to say that anything you see on social media, it's a lie. Anything you see online, it's a lie. It's all predictive programming, stuff that they want you to be influenced by, but it has no truth or backing. We're here at Facebook. We tried to get a meeting in, and no one wanted to speak with us. This is the building that they have posted online. We're at 1101 Dexter Road, and they're telling us that this building is empty, that no one is here for work, but really I just think that they don't want to speak to us. And so we're here just to say, give us our contact back, be honest with who you are, be honest with and transparent. One thing that I've learned recently is that social media is backed up and allowing to be private and deciding what they want to have on their platforms, but a rule in that guideline is that they can't act as a media. And once they took Kelly's page down, once they took the People's Rights page down, they started acting as a media because they're trying to influence who can think what. And I just have to say that that's not right. We won't be silenced.
I just wanted to add to everyone's testimony of People's Rights and the organization that it is, and the importance of being able to hear what is said through that format of Facebook. I joined People's Rights in March and have offered up my property for them to meet, to talk about all the things, to help us remember our rights and learn our rights, learning about the Constitution. And what they stand for is literally everyone's rights, people's rights for freedom and for the Constitution. And I just wanted to add my testimony that they are honestly, the reason why we're here is because we believe in honoring people's rights.
The government has had a long history of destroying rights of people. But the Constitution was written originally saying we have inalienable rights. So it's the people's job to stand up and say, no, you cannot destroy our rights. You cannot be the thought police. You cannot come in and tell us what to think and what not to think anymore. And that's what we're doing. We're going to do it before it's taken completely away from us and made illegal, and that's what they really want to do. So we're going to stand up and we're going to say, you know what? No more. You need to give us back our rights. You need to give us back our content. You need to reinstate our pages and stop being the thought police. You need to stop it now. I wear this shirt always at protests when I come because this is Crazy Horse, and he was killed for standing up for his rights as a nation to life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness. And for that, he was killed by the federal government. We don't want to get to that place. We want Facebook to give it back. I'm really sad that Mark Zuckerberg has made so much money off of our content and then chooses to erase it whenever he has the whim to do it. It's become a propaganda machine. We will find somewhere else to go, Facebook, be sure of that. But before that happens, we want our content back. You stole things that didn't belong to you, and you need to give it back right now.
All right. Oh, one more from Jess.
Yeah. I just wanted to add on to as well. You can censor us on social media platforms. You can censor us online. You can hide our voice, but you can't hide the fact that we can connect as a body of people, and we're always going to come together. So you can keep censoring us, but this number is only going to grow in numbers. People are only going to get more fed up. We're only going to become more angry, and we're only going to unite stronger than we could ever do on social media. And so I just wanted to say, you can keep trying, but you can never take away the spirit of just being a human and loving each other.
Amen. Amen to that. So there's Facebook headquarters all over this nation. A lot of people are really unhappy with what's going on. Conservative individuals. I know Mike Huckabee just spoke out in Utah and helped restore the Utah businesses page that was taken down. There's been a lot of other conservative pages that have been restored. We have hope that our pages can be and will be restored, and our content will be returned. And we're going to continue standing and protesting until that happens, and this will spread across the entire nation. There will be campouts at every Facebook headquarters. If everyone is working from home, that means that they work from a home business, and that's where we'll head next. We don't want to have to spend our time doing this, but at the same time, if we don't, every drop of blood spilled on foreign land to fight for freedom here at home was for nothing, and we're just not going to sit back and do nothing anymore. So God bless you guys, and keep watching for more opportunities to stand.